Hi, Assalamualaikum class. Good morning. Today we will learn with our new topic that is visitor management and heritage tourism. It is one of the most important topic in the syllabus. Every semester, these questions come out in the final exam and in the final assessment as well. So I think you need to focus for this particular topic here for this lesson. Alright, now we go to the slide. Straight to the point, the lecture outline would be first the introduction, visitor experience, and the tourism impacts and visitor management. Alright. So, as I have discussed before, heritage deals with all fabrics or all setting, all. When it means all, that means the sites are very fragile. The structure also fragile. Rapuh fragile ni ada rapuh, dia mudah retak, okay, and then dia mudah fractured. The ruins fragile, monuments fragile, even the riverbank as well fragile because of the erosions, okay. Alright, so the first sentence of that particular slide, you look here, many sites are fragile because those sites are old, 100 years old or perhaps 1,000 years old, threatened not only by natural erosion but also increasing by large number of visitors who wish to see them. Hundreds of visitors pass by at that particular the same surface, contribute to erosion. And then the thing that we can't control is about the mischief active, the active mischief of the attitude among these visitors, okay, vandalism. Alright, visitor management aims to balance the needs and requirements of the visitors. The government part, this is very important for the government and then for the related agencies to make a periodical maintenance, make a periodical and a schedule observation so that this particular surface, structures, monuments, ruin sites are always in a perfect order, are always in the correct shape, so that we can view this particular object for the next 100 of years later. Alright, we can share the moments with our great-grandchildren one day. Okay, if you don't really take care of that particular managing of these heritage sites, so what is left for the next generation? Nothing. Alright, so heritage managers need to conserve, preserve, make some urban renewal or rehabilitation, whatever it is under the conservation effort, to ensure the sites are well protected and well safeguarded. Because not only that particular sites is very fragile, if you take care of that particular old sites, it will bring more income to that particular state, because we are dealing with tourism. Okay, many of these people out there condemn tourism because they believe tourism brings disaster, but they are not looking at the brighter side of tourism. Okay, tourism can bring money, can bring income, generate lucrative income for that particular state. While at the same time, this is 2021, all the efforts are following the sustainability practice. Okay, if you are doing it in a sustainability way or in a sustainable way, then those fragiles, those old, okay, will be protected. Those old fabric will be renewed. Alright, okay, that is something that you need to understand as a heritage managers. Okay, not everything heritage managers, what they are doing, understood by the people out there. Alright, people out there with no background of heritage studies, they always would like to blame and criticize the government. They don't know what is government doing. Okay. Alright, the next slides are however sheer size of many of the sites and the need to cope with annual visitation levels which may run into the millions has necessitated the development of visitor management strategies, some formalized and some existing purely by custom. Ramai orang, juta orang, so needs a very thorough check, thorough observation, thorough maintenance by the government, and all that needs to be done systematically in a recorded way. Itu dia, bukan main cakap. Today I would like to make some facilities here to cater to needs of these visitors, or I want to make some protection efforts or protection activities at this particular structure. So all those needs to be planned. Alright, visitor experience. Visitor experience is very important, is very crucial. First, you need to ensure that the visitor satisfied. The visitor feel contented, they enjoy, and then they feel fascinated. Or perhaps they might want to label that particular landscape or image as an enchanted beauty. Alright, so it's very challenging task to do that, because not everybody we can please. So the most important thing that you might want to do as a heritage manager, heritage officer, buat apa sebenarnya? Continuously protect, continuously maintain, itu saja, and ensure the cleanliness and safety aspect of the visitors. So that bila sampai dekat situ, people bila they engage their time or enjoy or immerse themselves in that particular site, they experience, okay, orang pergi heritage sites because they might want to learn something. You must make sure their awareness on that particular background of that particular historical building, awareness and level of awareness very high. Education element by pouring more information in terms of bilingual interpretation board, or the self-guided trail, or interpretation mesti tepat. Interpretation tak boleh sekadar ada interpretation. Okay, there are so many of these heritage sites around the globe. Interpretation asal boleh ataupun asal ada, tak boleh macam tu, because kalau jadi macam tu, you are not fulfilling or meeting the purpose of visiting heritage sites, to learn something, to educate the visitors. Macam tu, you educate the visitors, for the visitors they learn something. If you don't have enough interpretation to comply for that particular purposes, then the experience will be shallow. Alright, it is very important for you to cater for the serendipities, for the sightseeing, for the casual travelers, kan? Ataupun to take into consideration, ataupun to lure this segment of visitors who are known as the mindless visitors. So nak cari mindful visitors or purposeful visitors, dia ada 10%, 90% mindless. Mindless could be in terms of casual, could be sightseeing, kan? Yang tu yang susah nak cari, yang betul-betul yang nak belajar tentang tempat tu. But if you do have a very good and proper interpretation, a very good background on that particular historical in terms of information, it will trigger the interest of this group, the serendipities, ataupun casual, ataupun the sightseeing. Okay, visitor experience. Visitor experience yang paling penting, they nak enjoy, and then they get something beneficial, or the consumption benefit is awesome. Dia nak awesome enjoyment visitor experience, kan? Tengok here in the slide, visitors experience can be seen as a visitor's perception and enjoyment. Nama the word here, enjoyment. Tengok lagi, visitor experience lagi. Important, penting, kan? Semua orang nak enjoy, kan? Semua bila kita pergi sesuatu tempat, we visit that particular site, we need to feel enjoyment, we need to feel the happiness, we need to feel the content, ataupun the contented. Alright, okay, yang tu kau ingat tu, pasal semuanya penuhi semuanya dipenuhi, full, enough, complete. Tu macam tu lah. Attractions based on the nature environment also need to communicate and facilitate access to their resource products, interpreted as visitor experience. Okay, visitor experience dia bila the moment they are stepping on their foot on that particular area, they start to analyze ataupun buat some assessment the moment they set foot on that particular ground. Apa dia tengok? Cleanliness, the beauty, the image, the friendliness of the people, apa tu, the proper facilities, enough infrastructure, accessibility is very good, kan? Macam tu lah, about the hospitality of the locals, macam mana, and about the price of the goods as well, or the price of those souvenir items. Semuanya affordable, bukannya an image of the particular seller who is or what we call creating tourist trap, no bargaining, ataupun pricing the customer, pricing the visitors with high charge of price. That is something which is unnecessary for them, and it is a very ill experience, kan experience, very bad experience, very bad image, and certainly they won't come again. Alright, so that kind of attributes or images needs to be disposed, needs to be killed. Okay, the range of experience provided by attractions is very wide. Besar. Experience berbagai, different ethnic, different cultures, different backgrounds, different needs, and then itu cultures or by ethnic. Kalau dia based on the age bracket, teenagers lain, old lain, young adult lain, senior citizen lain, semua lain-lain kan. So the way they see things is always different. The way they can tolerate with certain services is also different. Ada orang yang very strict and very particular, very choosy, cerewet, kan. Ada orang jenis dia very tolerable with any kinds of hiccups. Ada orang tak boleh tolerate with hiccups maknanya ada certain problems happening along the service, kan. Macam tu. Contoh macam tour guide lack of knowledge. Ada orang it's okay, I just want to enjoy myself here. But other group, the members in the group very concerned on the knowledge of that particular tour guide. Macam tu. Sebab I'm paying here these sums of money for this particular package, and this package comes with a tourist guide, and I expect this tourist guide is very knowledgeable. And I don't have time. Dia kata I don't have time to read, kan. I don't want to spend much of my time to read all these long lines in the invitation. So I just would like just to have a pleasant day hearing ataupun listening, and I would like to enjoy the stories of the tourist guide. But what happened now? My expectation is not met because of this tourist guide is less competent, no knowledge at all that particular historical site. So I'm just wasting my money. Tu dia wide of range of experience. Ada orang kisah, ada orang tak kisah sangat. But for me, do I really care about the knowledge of that tourist guide? Perhaps I might want to listen to him, but after considering ataupun after I know that this tourist guide is less competent, I just we can Google, we can read elsewhere, we can ask someone who stay in that particular area for a long time, kan. We just want to mingle around. Ada orang yang socialize, ada orang tak nak. Ada orang suka mingle around, ada orang yang just to keep to themselves and just follow the track. Macam itulah. So what kind of you? So it ranges from aesthetic pleasure and interest, kan. Visitor experience, aesthetic pleasure, dia suka benda-benda yang estetik. Yang benda-benda estetik ni lebih kepada beauty, of the setting, environment, kan, aesthetic pleasure, seronok dengan tempat itu, terpesona, kan, terpukau on that particular site. As in gardens, kalau kita pergi garden, kita rasa seronok, kan, pergi taman tasik seronok, rasa itu aesthetic pleasure. Tapi kalau masuk dekat celah lorong and that lorong is not maintained properly, ada banyak rubbish, lepas tu ada banyak wild dogs there, lepas tu ada odor, bad smell, is that we call aesthetic pleasure? No, it's an eyesore. No pleasure, eyesore. Bila eyesore, mata sakit, hati geram, tak dapat apa ni yang kata timbal balik ataupun value for money of that particular visit. Bila jalan belakang, sepatutnya jalan belakang, lorong-lorong belakang itu cantik, tetapi tidak. Kenapa tak cantik? Because it is located in that particular historical site, touristic area. Kenapa jadi macam tu? Kenapa? You might want to interrogate, you might want to criticize, you might want to blame the local authority. Kan macam tu, kita pergi nak release stress, tapi bila sampai situ menambahkan stress. Kalau macam tu, it's not aesthetic pleasure, kan? So, siapa yang salah dekat sini? Government, PBT, pihak berkuasa tempatan ataupun the local authority. So, who is the local authority here maintaining the cleanliness ataupun the infrastructure of that particular historical site? Siapa? Mestilah Majlis Perbandaran. Kalau Malaysia, ada dua, satu Majlis Bandaraya, satu Majlis Perbandaran. Melaka Majlis Bandaraya, Melaka Bersejarah, Melaka City Municipal Council, dia jaga. Okay. Alright. Okay. Alright. Okay, we a bit too fast here. Okay, this one. Tourism impacts. Tourism method. Kesan pelancongan terhadap tapak warisan. Apa dia? Tapak warisan ni we can classify into 3 types. Natural, semula jadi. Built, yang dibina manusia. Satu lagi cultural, warisan budaya based on ethnic. Tengok, environmental impacts, common patterns and factors. Vegetation impacts vary with types of use and botanical differences in structure. Pokok bakau, kayu kayan, semak belukar, hutan rimba, tu semuanya vegetation impacts. Okay. Semak belukar tadi cakap, even selemak belukar juga. Kalau pergi di Perth, ada banyak semak belukar in front of this, along the Coastal Beach. Dia ada banyak semak belukar. Tapi semak belukar tu surprisingly protected by the government, and even they label the species of that particular foliage. Semak-semak pokok-pokok tu dia labelkan. Malaysia ada buat macam tu? Tak ada. Kita ada banyak along our coastline, ada banyak pokok hutan bakau, banyak yang musnah, ada juga yang kita safeguard. Tapi tak semua pokok bakau yang dalam hutan bakau tu kita label, tak ada. Different for Australian practice. Siapa pernah sampai Perth, kan, pergi dekat Coastal Beach, semak belukar tu pun dia labelkan. Tengok. Fantastic tau dia orang punya effort. Impacts on soil usually involve compaction and erosion. Ini impacts on, kesan kepada tanah, kan, tanah itu sendiri. Kita kena cek kepada kekuatan tanah tu. Okay, takut ada hakisan ataupun erosion ataupun landslide. For Cameron Highland, there are so many or series of landslides happen at that particular hill area kan, dekat kawasan bukit di Cameron. Water impacts are associated with pathogens, organic waste, and turbidity. Water impact, the water sources kan, yalah, ini kena jagalah bekalan air, sumber bekalan air mesti bersih. Disturbances caused by tourist viewing wildlife affect some species more than others. Dulu ada satu rumah di, I can't remember the exact number or unit of this particular old house, of the early old house, early during the early Dutch, dekat Jonker Street, specifically dekat Jalan Tun Tan Cheng Lock. Nombor rumah apa, nombor 7 ke, I can't remember. Rumah tu dibina oleh Belanda, yalah. Lepas tu usang, dilapidated, and then Malaysian Heritage Trust, dia beli those unit, satu unit tu dia beli, and then dia renovate according atau similar to the original condition of the early Dutch house. So the unique part of that particular house is the plaster of the ceiling. Kan, macam lepaan simen tu, tapi dia bukan pakai simen, tapi dia pakai corals. Kan, corals dia campur dengan putih telur. Combination tu dia namanya mortar. Lepas tu dia plaster dinding tu. Lepas tu dia buat decoration dalam bentuk spiral. Kan, dinding tu. Jadi dinding tu dia ada bentuk, ada design lah. Dinding tu ada design sebab dia dah buat design spiral tu. So dia tulis, kemudian dia label kat situ, do not touch, do not lean against this wall. Bila ada perkataan itu akan trigger curiosity among visitors. Bila kata do not touch, itu juga dia touch. Sebab apa yang dia nampak tu, which is something different that they can't find at their home or any other places other than that place. Bila dia pegang kan, dia punya permukaan tu surface dia coarse, kasar. Lepas tu dia punya design spiral tu dia orang kata trigger curiosity. Jadi cuma dia nak pegang tau, physically, by touching with fingers. Tapi bila dia buat macam tu, what happen? Damage the wall, damage the surface of the wall. Kalau seorang, kalau dua orang, lepas tu kalau berpuluh-puluh orang for many years, what happen? Akhirnya tempat tu, unit tu tutup. Okay. Sebab terlampau banyak orang kata defects happen since the opening of that unit. Water dicabut, electricity sudah disconnected, dah tak ada apa-apa lagi kat situ. Cuma yang ada facade of the building and the structure. Inside the building you can enter anymore. Sayang. Ni adalah disturbances caused by tourists. Kadang-kadang ada orang vandalism, dia kata I was here. Contoh pakai pen, pakai marker pen, pakai liquid paper. Kan, ni orang kata some of the mischief act by the visitors. Susah juga nak control, but this one needs some continuous campaign to aware the visitors to really take care of this heritage asset. Kan, so to maintain heritage asset is not cheap, it's very expensive. Memang sangat-sangat mahal, bukan ribu, puluh ribu, ya, puluh ribu, kadang-kadang ada makan juta. A common impacts related to visitor use. Okay, visitor exhibits visitors exhibit predictable patterns. Visitors exhibit predictable pattern. Visitors ni memang kita dah boleh jangka apa yang dia suka, apa yang dia tak suka, apa yang dia akan buat. Semua kita dah boleh jangka lah. Alright, through our hundreds of experience before through the hundreds of journals punya information, through hundreds of practices made by the local authority for a decade. Kita dah tahu dah boleh agak dah visitor ni apa benda dia buat, dia suka buat apa sebenarnya. Kalau dia suka buat benda ni, and then we may need to have some mechanism to stop them. Group size plays a role in the development of impact. Alright, this is very true. If that particular site is very small, that small cannot cater large group of visitors. Kalau large group of visitors can always cater for a big size of sites atau big size of space, kan? Ruang yang kecil tidak boleh ditampung oleh kunjungan yang ramai, nanti akan jahanam tempat tu, rosak. Sebab tu museums dia limit visitors on that particular exhibition tu kan, dia akan limit, tak boleh ramai-ramai. Various activities are associated with certain types of impacts. Crowding is a negative impact. Ya, betul lah, mana-mana kita pergi crowding kan, kesesakan akan berlaku. Bila sesak, boleh terlampau ramai, staff sikit, staff cannot handle police traffic. Kalau seorang yang jaga the traffic flow, contoh dekat betul-betul dekat satu jalan, tetapi as far as your eyes can see is long lines of vehicle, polis cuma jaga satu, simpang pula banyak, memang tak jadi apa lah, susah lah. Okay, memang laluan lalu lintas tu memang kita akan bergerak, tapi long lines tu dia berjam, dia lama sangat. Bila dia lama, crowding terlalu lama akan menyebabkan suffocated, akan menyebabkan tense, macam tu. Some cultures can adapt positively to external influences while others cannot, macam tu. And then culture ni based on ethnic juga. Ada orang yang ada ethnic ataupun ada bangsa ataupun orang ataupun individu yang tolerable, commendable in terms of the level of patience, kesabaran. Ada orang tak sabar, dia panas sebaran, kan, panas sebaran, tak boleh lah macam tu. Cultural commodification is the erosion of cultural practices until they become meaningless. Cultural modification ni the commercialization of culture, tapi yang ni sebenarnya bagus. Tapi when you are doing it ataupun overdoing it, nanti dia akan jadi mengarut dan merapu, kan? There are so many of these Chinese spectators, when they view this cultural dancing, that cultural dancing is about the Chinese dancing, but the performer were the Malay dancers. Malay dancers, even though they studied the choreography perfectly, but the art is not being felt. The art of performing it is not felt, kan, macam tu. Maknanya dia buat gerakan, tapi bukanlah gerakan dengan sepenuh hati, dia cuma follow the gerakan, tapi gerakan tu nampak kaku dan kekok, macam tu. Jadi bila orang the specific ethnic, bila dia view that particular performance, dia akan start to criticize, apakah ini yang terjadi, macam tu. Akhirnya dia meaningless, tidak bernilai, cuma ada one of it you can say is that performance is not authentic. It's not authentic, kan, dia tidak tulen, dia tidak original. Maknanya tarian asal boleh, contoh tarian lilin, tarian yang dibuat memegang lilin di atas piring dengan gerakan badan, tapi gerakan itu adalah asal boleh, bukanlah kata berseni, kan, berseni keras, Have you tried dancing, Malay traditional dancing, yang perempuan buat macam ni kan tangan? Yes, dia buat tangan lembut kan? Can you do it? I can do it. This is gestures, this is gerakan, this is movement. I'm moving my palm. Tapi nampak tak ada seni. Because you are not talented. Hasrul is not talented performer. He's not a talented dancer. He's not studying the art. Kau boleh buat kan? Teng, dereng. Tapi keras kan? Keras. Yang biasa buat macam ni orang perempuan je lah. Cuba lelaki buat. Ada lelaki boleh buat lembut. Yang talented lah. Kalau yang keras, kaku. Kaku. Tak boleh jadi. Dia tak jadi. Macam itulah. Tapi kalau buat juga, you show this kind of dancing to the performance, what happened? You'll be criticized. You'll be condemned. Kan? You will be boo apa jadi. Okay, now community acceptance of tourism depends greatly on the extent to which the attraction reflect the needs and desires of local people and their integration into the industry. Community acceptance of tourism depends greatly on the extent to which the attraction reflects the needs and desire of local people. Tapi apa yang terjadi, you might want to make yourself aware there are so many evidences and facts of the local people who live at Jonker area for more than 60 years. Suddenly they need to move out from that area, really relocated ataupun moved ataupun transferred to another part of housing area. Sometimes their children brought their old parents moving out from that particular area, going out to somewhere else, because that particular area is not really peaceful anymore. You know what happened? Because of the tourism agenda, tourist activity, especially during weekend, the project of Jonker Street ataupun Jonker Walk ataupun the Culture Street Jonker Walk project in the year 2003 kan announced from Datuk Seri Rustam. Okay class, where were we? Ada technical error sekejap tadi. Okay, now about the old people, old parents moved out by their children to somewhere else because Jonker Walk is no longer a peaceful resident area ataupun residential area. Sebab apa? Jonker Walk activity tu during weekend dia memang banyak bising. Lots of noises, and ada satu rumah betul-betul dekat large loudspeaker. So macam mana nak hidup dekat situ kan every weekend, and then the activity last until wee hours, so orang tua tidur awal, nak tidur pun tak boleh, and then it is very annoying that I can't park my car in front of my house sebab in front of your house dah jadi tempat orang berniaga. See, that's what you call conflicts arise. Economic development from tourism does not readily translate into community participation in conservation and protection actions. Majority of these the booming of economic of that particular local area, some of it goes to the government. Okay, some of it goes to the government. So what happened to the local community who are not participate in that particular economic activity? Dia cuma duduk situ saja kan, duduk semua dia cuma witness the development, witness the growth of the booming activities, local economic activity. Dia cuma witness saja. What is the benefit that I gain? What is the benefit that I obtain? What is the benefit that I get? Nothing. Tak dapat apa-apa. Yalah, sebab dia tak participate in the tourism activity, dan dia tak participate in to catching some opportunities from tourists. Dia tak dapat lah. So dia cuma melihat saja, witness. There are so many of the visitors feel like this kan, bekas semua orang local people who live in that particular area eager to make some business, eager to tap into ataupun to lure the market of tourists to buy the product. Ada yang duduk situ memang dia bukan berniaga kan, kerja dia kerja lain. Okay, visitor management. What is visitor management? Visitor management, hundreds of visitors or millions of visitors come to that particular area one shot. So how can you manage them? That's what we call visitor management kan. We need to, what we call this one, disperse, menyuraikan mereka. So how can you disperse them from concentrating for focusing on that area? If you are focusing too much on that particular area, that area is labeled as a very dangerous area. Sebab old structure kena sustain pressure, macam tu kan. Itu nak kena tengok. So how can you disperse them? Nak bagi disperse, bagi penyuraian, what are the strategies that you need to do? Okay, now tadi kita dah cerita pasal pressure exacerbates, dia akan menjadi melonjak. Okay, dia akan orang kata conservation activities tu, pressure dia tu dia terlampau hebat sangat, tu exacerbate. Okay, you can read by yourself for that particular second point. Now, neo anti-graffiti to protect cultural heritage sites. So once before memang ramai yang ada mischief act ni, memang visitors dia kata I was here, conteng sana conteng sini kan. But now since of this level of awareness very high, betul memang kita dah terapkan since school children. One of it is the pemantauan ataupun of the patrol or the tourist police. Memang dia pusing selalu dekat area heritage. Okay, kalau Melaka memang ada tourist police, Penang pun ada tourist police, but I'm not sure about other states, sama ada dia orang ada police tourist ataupun tourist police tu lah yang patrol along the streets, at the back alley. Back alley pun tourist police selalu juga kan. Ada yang dulu Melaka naik kuda, lepas tu dia naik basikal, sekarang dia naik motor lah, dia pusing-pusing. Alright, ada yang by walking pun ada juga. Cleaning graffiti and restoring damaged building is a major problem at European cultural heritage sites. Sama juga dengan Porta di Santiago ataupun famously known as Famosa kan, yang Santiago Gate, Bastion Gate tu, situ dinding dia memang ada periodical plaster. Sebab kalau tak buat macam tu, akan adalah banyak sangat contengan dekat dinding kan. Ramailah kanak-kanak nakal, remaja nakal, ataupun kanak-kanak orang dewasa yang gatal tangan dia kan. Gatal tangan apa? This is structure, dia ketuk. Tangan tu dia jadi dia gatal naknya kan. Dia very curious punya label bulan dan bintang. Bila dia ketuk, oh alah, kalau dia pecah the chips tu, to repair the chips cost thousands pula. Kenapa thousands? Kenapa tak ambil yang mudah je? Tak boleh. Protection dia kena authentic, dia kena asli. Kalau tak, sebab bangunan lama, dia kena asli. Kalau color dia color grey, make sure the original color grey, make sure the color that you plaster also the same color, the same material itu yang mahal. And the most important thing you need to remember, the person who plaster it, someone with skills kan. Skills workmanship itu pun mahal juga. Material mahal, skills mahal. Sebab yang buat tu pakar, bukannya murah juga, memang mahal, right? So memanglah kalau di Melaka memang buat benda tu secara berkala. Bukan setakat kat Melaka, kat semua tempat pun macam tu. Alright. Can you see the writing on the wall? Can you see? Kita zoom in. Tu korang conteng kan, nampak tu. Conteng sana, a permanently damaged monument. Conteng sana, conteng sini. This one, the point about was one of many 19th century experts to leave his mark. Kan? Tengok. You can. I think you have this slide. You can read by yourself. Can you see the writing on the wall? Oh, can you see any doodle on that particular wall? Doodle conteng sana, conteng sini kan. Kenapa jadi conteng sana, conteng sini? Kalau you have uh, young brothers, young sisters, dia suka conteng-conteng dinding kan. So dinding akan nampak tak cantik. Dia akan jadi eyesore, sakit mata, jadi geram kan. And then during hari raya ramai orang datang tengok, wah dinding kau kena conteng cantik sangat, this is what we call art. This is called not yalah, bukan art pun, nampak memang tak cantik lah, tak semenggah lah. Itu semua cakap nak menyedapkan hati lah. Ataupun those group yang kata apa ni, wah kreatif anak engkau ni kan. Ya memang betul kreatif, tapi kena control lah. You need to educate your children akan not doing it anymore. Ataupun sebagai bapa dia kena letak wallpaper ataupun dia cat semula, macam tu. Alright. The clock ticks for Islamic heritage sites. Okay, vandalism. Tengok reason for destruction. You can read by yourself. Tengok destruction. Yang ni construction. Destruction ni habis, musnah. Construction bina semula. Okay. Issues and consequences. Tengok dia punya issue. Okay. In essay, dia selalu akan tanya issue. Apa ni dia punya issue? Kan? Any issue of the heritage related. Destruction of history, of worldwide significant. Wahhabism is only small sect of the globally Islamic population, ignorance, rational Mecca, loss of future archaeological discovery, authenticity, division of socio-economic culture Mecca, kan, ada development project. Tengoklah macam-macam kat sini kan. Witnessing the last few moments of the history of Mecca. Kalau pergi Mekah nak buat amal ibadat dengan tenang, okey. Tapi kalau pergi Mekah ada banyak historical site. Contoh macam makam Nabi tak pelihara, apa jadi? Gua Hira kalau kita tak pelihara, apa jadi? Kan? Ataupun ni sumber berkelanik utama, perigi Zam-Zam, kalau kita tak pelihara, tak guna dan tak maintain the system pumping the water kan, to channel to Mekah and Madinah, apa akan jadi? You tell me apa akan jadi? Itu semua. So all those are the heritage legacies. Alright. Okay. Many such visitor impacts can be avoided by a combination of restricting numbers with visitor education policy. Sebab tu ada ramai organisations, they are producing leaflet ataupun brochures to educate the importance of this particular site. So you need to safeguard, protect them, and it is printed in hard copy. It is exhibited in the form of social media video, ataupun dia ada some of the posters to educate the visitors, to make them aware, and it is done continuously throughout the year. Kan, the presence of on-site guardians does not guarantee. On-site guardians seorang, dua, cannot cater hundreds or thousands of visitors at one time. Cannot. Kan, susah lah. Memang ada, tapi satu dua orang tak banyak kan. Macam lecturer seorang always remind students to study continuously kan, study smart. So the education purpose ataupun the awareness purpose tu delivered successfully to the students. Macam tu. Ada student dia dengar, ada student dia buat, ada student dia, sebab student dia ramai. Student dia ada ramai, dia from different background, from different ethnic juga. Okay, walaupun Melayu tapi different ethnic, different background, different level of thinking. Ada yang seriously, ada yang average, ada yang don't even bother. Kita ambil tiga tu dah. Ada kategori don't even bother, ada yang baik average. Okey, asal dapat C pun boleh, apa nak dapat pun aku tak kisah. Okey, yang satu lagi serious, golongan serious. Ya, golongan serious ni lain, dia tak banyak. Golongan serious ni dia 5%. Yang banyaknya dekat don't even bother dengan average. Kalau semuanya pandai, semuanya dia serious, maknanya semua akan dapat banyak good grade dalam kelas tu, kan? Macam tu. Sebab tu kita dengar dalam kelas tu ada seorang dua budak pandai in terms of dapat grade yang tinggi. Macam tu. Sebab yang ni, the level of awareness ni ataupun the level of taking it seriously, yalah, macam cakap tadi lah, it is very challenging. It's very challenging for the lecturers atau for the students. Lecturers and students ni, so students ni dia waiting for information, and then swallowing the information, digesting the information, use the information, analyze the information, synthesizing the information. Itu semualah dia punya kerja. Itu punya student. Tapi the level of, ada orang buat synthesis, ada orang yang just swallow saja, ada yang dia digest, swallow, lepas swallow dia digest tau. Tapi ada yang just swallow, ada yang digest, ada yang synthesize, ada yang critical analyze pula pun ada juga. Ada tu different group of students, dia buat different deep, the level of deepness different. Yang tu lah. Sebab lecturer atau pergaman, dia bagi information, dia bagi this is the thing, macam SOP lah, SOP COVID-19 gaun bagi. Okay, you aware, are you following it wholeheartedly? Macam, are you taking it seriously? Are you the one who always blame the government whenever the record registered consistently high every day, kan? Lepas tu dia ketawakan government. Ada orang macam tu. Ada yang level of thinking tu very intelligent, ada yang level of thinking tu dia terlampau bijak, tapi menonjolkan dia punya naif ataupun incompetency, nampak tak cerdik pula. Dia nak tunjukkan dia ni hebat, tapi sebenarnya apa yang dia buat tu tak cerdik, ataupun tingkah laku dia kurang cerdik. Ada orang macam tu juga. Alright. So other visitor management issues which will frequently recur jadi semula. Okay, World Heritage Sites need basic facilities like litter bins as much as they need complex ones like visitor centers. Yeah, this is very important, very important. Siapa yang pernah pergi dekat taman rekreasi Gua Kelam, after you have already walking successfully past the gua, kan, at the end of the tunnel akan jumpa satu rekreasi ataupun taman rekreasi. Dekat situ tempat tu bersih sangat. You know why? Everywhere you go, everywhere you are, you will notice, nak kata hundreds tak adalah sampai hundreds, tapi memang the litter bins tu is highly observable. Semua tempat duduk kat sini, kalau duduk dekat kursi tu, kursi panjang bench tu, kiri dan kanan ada dustbin. Pergi mana-mana pun dekat area situ ada banyak sampah, tong sampah. Bersih sangat tempat tu, cantik. Walaupun air dia bukan crystal clear water macam dekat Lombok, kan, Lombok air dia cantik, jernih. Tapi walaupun air dia tidak begitu, tapi tempat tu bersih. And then ada 2-3 orang yang menyapu di situ. Unlike tempat ini perbandingan taman rekreasi Gunung Ledang dekat Sagil, kotor. Cari-cari punca, cari-cari dia punya dustbin, tak ada. Bila tak ada, tu menyebabkan suka hati nak buang sampah, kan, nak buang segala apa jenis sampah lah, semuanya dekat tapak perkemahan, dekat tepi sungai. korang rasa apa akan jadi tempat tu? Kotor lah tempat tu. Kalau itu bawa dekat downstream, kalau upstream buat benda yang sama, kalau hundreds of people one day, kalau setahun apa jadi? Akan menyebabkan beban to the local authority kan. Ada banyak pula bajet nak membersihkan area situ kan. Alright, okay. Next is signage, guides and associated exhibition of museum, perhaps listening post kan, portable tape players, audio visual displays and operating materials. Okay, all this ingat tak lagi kita cerita tadi berkenaan dengan experience kan. We might want them to enjoy, satisfied, and then that is number one. The second one, we might want to disperse them, menyuraikan mereka supaya tempat tu tak crowded kan. Penyuraian ni pun dia ada yang schedule, ada yang kata block time, ada yang based on the visitors interest. Sebab tu kalau dekat Bandar Hilir tu kan, ramai orang condemn, orang komplain suka hati lah, sebab orang yang tak belajar the theory of heritage, managing heritage site, dia tak tahu. Dia kata development pressure on this particular heritage vicinity. Ada banyak modern building, ada banyak hotels, shopping complex, and this too much of this superfluous ataupun luxury facilities to cater and to make sure the people appreciate ataupun to make sure the people happy and contented with their stay. At the same time, you are making the heritage area like a sandwich. You sandwich them with modern development kan. Macam-macam dia cakap macam itulah. Fact is a fact. Apa yang dia cakap tu memang betul. Okay, now Melaka is receiving attention from the world since 2008 bila dia dapat Declaration of World Heritage Status. Yang datang Melaka millions tau, berjuta, if not puluhan juta, belasan juta. Okay, kalau yang last year hundreds of thousands lah, tak sampai juta pun, sebab tak achieve lah because of the COVID-19. Kalau ramai-ramai orang datang situ, orang datang Melaka, kalau tak ada all those facilities, kau rasa orang nak datang lagi tak Melaka? Lepas tu nak buat apa kat Melaka ni kalau hotel sikit cannot cater to the needs and demands of the visitors? Apa saja yang nak buat menghadap tapak warisan tu? Berapa lama nak menghadap tapak warisan? You tell me, berapa lama? 1 hour. Okay, lepas tu nak buat apa? Kemungkinan besar mereka akan lari ke Johor. Lari ke mana lagi? Negeri Sembilan kalau ada lah yang menarik. Ataupun Melaka ni just like point of sojourn, tempat singgah saja, touch and go, lepas tu belah. Sebab tak ada apa menarik nak buat apa kat Melaka ni. Tak ada tempat tinggal, tak ada tempat hiburan, tak ada tempat shopping, semua tak ada kan, semua tak ada. Walaupun the heritage vicinity terhimpit ataupun in the form of sandwich yang dihimpit of the modern development, Melaka government is having a very serious effort continuously to safeguard and protect. So cakap yang luar sana tu kalau boleh jangan teruskan, muhasabah diri balik. Melaka government, Melaka ni prosper because of tourism, because of the tourists like compliment Melaka, cantik, bersih, bandar bersejarah kan. Yang selebihnya tu orang yang bercakap sebab dia tidak study. Sebab kalau Melaka tak ada benda tu semua, tak ada turis, Melaka negeri yang miskin. The one and only state in Malaysia who obtain status negeri maju ialah none other than Melaka Maju, declared in the year 2010. Selangor pun tak dapat, Johor pun tak dapat, Penang pun tak dapat during those time kan. Melaka Maju 2010. Negeri lain ada dapat negara maju. Belum ada lagi. Okay. Visitors need to be managed to ensure their enjoyment as well as to control any adverse effect on the history source. Okay, I have a video as usual every week. So it is about the some of the notable heritage sites in the world under threat what you call under threatening ataupun is under risky situation. But it was a very old video 5 years ago. Dia punya footage tu in the year 2016, but the content is still relevant with our today's topic. Okay, sekejap.
In 2016, the archaeological site of Philippi in Greece was listed as a World Heritage Site by UNESCO. It was one of 21 such sites that made the grade last year. The World Heritage Convention was adopted in 1972 with the aim of protecting the world's most valuable natural and cultural treasures. One of the first World Heritage Sites was the Galapagos Islands in Ecuador. Italy has the most UNESCO World Heritage Sites with 51, followed by China, Spain, France, Germany, and Mexico. There are now a total of 1,052 World Heritage Sites around the world, in 165 countries. 814 of them are cultural sites that may have historical or anthropological value. 203 are natural sites that may include habitats for threatened species, and 35 are a mixture of both types. But some of them are at risk.
Yeah.
Of 229 sites identified by the World Wildlife Fund as being significant for their natural value in 2016, almost half are threatened by industrial development, such as illegal logging, mining, and oil and gas development. Being designated a World Heritage Site can bring attention and put pressure on governments to protect areas, but the publicity can also cause an uptick in tourism to the sites, leading to further degradation. 55 World Heritage Sites are listed as being in danger, some of them due to conflict. All 6 of Syria's UNESCO World Heritage Sites have been damaged or destroyed in the war. Palmyra was an ancient city whose well-preserved ruins were partially blown up by Islamic State militants after they seized control of the area. But World Heritage does not only consist of places you can visit. UNESCO has a list of things of intangible cultural heritage that includes items such as yoga, Turkish coffee, and Belgian beer. They at least do not seem to be at risk of disappearing anytime soon.
Alright, okay, we continue about some of the possible ways that we can manage the behavior from to not to focus on that particular one area, and we might want to disperse them, or we might want to spread visitors. Is we are suggesting some of the best possible routes, number one, and then many attractions that they can make themselves busy. Alright, eating outlets in terms of the other attractions, okay, or other exhibitions or other entertainment facilities that they can make themselves occupied. Alright, while some of them occupied busy doing their things by taking photographs, some of them of this group visit the museum, and there are so many museums in Malacca. More than 12, more than dozen museums available in Malacca. So one group go to this museum, and the other one go to the Democratic Museum, the other one go to the Youth Museum, the other one go to Beauty Museum. One of them enjoying their time at this Stardust Museum, okay, or this what we call this Museum Cheng Ho. There are so many museum and galleries available in Malacca town, and there are so many of the abundance of old towns, or not to say old houses at the old town. And yeah, they do different facade of the building. ranging from Chinese design ataupun European design ataupun eclectic design, combining between Western and Eastern architectural that contribute to significant architectural outstanding universal values. So, semua ada those element menunjukkan ada orang akan rasa macam enjoy and not feeling any tense at all, kan, macam tu. In order for you to complete one heritage trail walking along Melaka town, it would take about 3 to 4 hours to complete. Kenapa jadi macam tu lama sangat? Sebab there are so many things that you might want to stare and observe and to look and to hold and to touch and to take photo with. Macam-macam tau. Semuanya berkaitan dengan image and services and the hospitality of the people in town. Ini kalau orang tanya, kalau ada soalan dalam final assessment tanya, ataupun nanti yelah dalam final assessment because don't have a final exam, inilah dia punya jawapan yang tak lari dan tak bukan merapu, memang straight to the point, that but you need to explain with example daripada A sampai H. We go one by one. Controlling traffic, visitor flow and congestion, limiting contact between visitor and artifact, providing a way for visitors to leave their mark, providing high quality experiences, marketing, promotion, hardening resource, interpretation, creating mindful visitors. If you don't understand about all this A until H, you can always ask me in the Telegram group, okay? You need to ask if you don't understand. Jangan malu-malu, jangan segan. Okay? Tanya. Tak faham, tanya. Okay, now kita tengok to the ni sustainable tourism protected areas. Okay, tengok this one. What are the 4 strategic approaches? Tengok ni. First, managing the supply of tourism or visitor opportunities. Example, by increasing the space available or the time available to accumulate more use. Increasing the space available. Yang ni. Sebab itulah Melaka town ni is very small. Yang datang pula jutaan, hundreds of thousands, ratusan ribu. Jadi space ni makin lama makin kecil. Jadi apa yang Melaka Government buat? Dia buat apa? Dia expand the space. By apa? Buat apa? Cuba teka buat apa? Tambak laut. Bila buat tambak laut, ada banyak lagi aktiviti yang kerajaan negeri yang nak buat, dia mega development. Okay, nak buat tambak laut. Tambak laut ni daripada zaman British lagi dia dah tambak laut. Right in front of the Santiago Gate tu, depan Santiago Gate memang ada laut. Kalau you look at the old pictures, betul-betul berada di hadapan Santiago Gate adalah laut. Sampailah dulu Mahkota Perik itu pun laut. Sekarang dia tambak. Even Melaka Raya dulu ada 2 lorong saja originally in the 1980s. Lepas tu 1990s tambak laut, so dah banyak lorong. The latest attraction di Melaka, Encore tu, betul-betul di pinggir laut, kan? Bangunan tinggi besar tu betul-betul atas tanah tambak laut. Kan? Macam tu. So we are expanding space. Alright, now managing the demand for visitation. Okay, what happening? Okay. Managing the demand for visitation. Okay. Managing the demand for through restrictions of length of stay, the total numbers or type of use. Demand ke Melaka memang surprisingly high. Memang banyak sangat. And for Exco Pelancongan, dia kata apa? Kalau Melaka crowded during school holiday or during weekend, makna kata ekonomi Melaka tu baik, petanda baik, sebab jam sebab orang dah suka datang Melaka sebab tu jam. Tu je lah. Jam ni memang unavoidable lah. Sebab tu bila ramai orang datang Melaka, dia orang suka datang Melaka, kena buat ada banyak tempat tinggal, kena ada banyak accommodation or place to stay. Sebab tu ada banyak hotel. Bila ada banyak hotel, tapi bila ada COVID ni, banyak hotel kat Melaka yang dah tutup sebab kurang orang datang. Kenapa orang tak nak datang Melaka ni? Kenapa? During COVID, sebab orang tak boleh rentas negeri, itu je. Kalaupun orang yang tak datang Melaka ni bukan sebabkan dia takut dengan penyakit COVID tu, no. Dia tak dapat datang Melaka sebab tak boleh rentas negeri. Cuba buka rentas negeri, walaupun COVID ada kes banyak, tinggi macam mana pun, dia akan datang juga Melaka because they just love Melaka. Melaka is a heaven, kan? Ada banyak situation and environment setting that they can't find in other states other than Melaka. Right? Cuba buka sekatan rentas negeri. Ramai yang datang ke Langkawi akan berpusu-pusu ke Port Dickson and Cameron Highland. Confirm ramai. Sebab apa ramai? Sebab banyak hotel dia lower their price. Macam nearby here, Residence Hotel Swiss Garden Residence 4 star per night. Berapa dia charge? RM85 per night. Tak ke orang datang teringin nak datang? Mesti punya. Kalau orang luar daripada Melaka, confirm nak datang, tapi tak boleh nak datang pasal tak boleh rentas negeri. Okay. Bila kalau buat ramai yang boleh rentas negeri, ramai bersupu-supu ke Melaka, hotel dekat Melaka ni cukup tak cukup? Masih lagi cukup. Confirm cukup punya. Ya. Nak kata Melaka fully book, susah nak jumpa Melaka fully book sebab Melaka terlampau banyak hotel. Hotel besar, bajet hotel pun banyak, hotel besar banyak, and then competing with Airbnb as well. Airbnb dekat Melaka pun banyak, hundreds of units. Yang harganya kompetitif dengan hotel-hotel sedia ada. Bila tak datang Melaka, ramai orang tak datang Melaka sebab tu banyak hotel they can barely sustain their daily operation. So dia, in order for them not to lose any further, they decide to shut down the operation. So macam tu je lah. Mungkin akan datang when the situations reinstate, going back to normal, insyaAllah mungkin hotel yang dah tutup tu mungkin buka balik lah. Right? They are not dia bukan bankrupt tau, dia cease operation tau. Dia cease operation, tutup sementara waktu. Tapi ada juga hotel yang dia cease operation, change management ada juga. Tapi kebanyakan hotel memang cease operation, dia macam hibernisasi lah. Macam beruang kutub, time musim winter dia hibernisasi, dia inactive, kan? Right, okay. Managing the impact of use, reducing the negative impact of use by modifying the type of use or dispersing or concentrating use. Okay, managing the impact of use. Yang ni ialah sebab tu kena ada dispersion of visitors when they visit certain old structure. Contoh macam Masjid Kampung Keleng, kan? Dia ada ke situ, ada Masjid Kampung Keleng, kan? Masjid Kampung Keleng dekat jalan Tukang Besi, Tukang Mas, something like that. Sebab dia combination of the three notable religious places there. Jalan Tokong, Cheng Teng Temple, Sri Payatara Vinayagar Murti Temple, and then Masjid Kampung Keleng, located side by side. Alright. Okay, continue. Alright, now we are looking at strategies and tactics for managing high levels of use. First, reduce use of the entire protected area. Okay, I think we have discussed it before in our lecture. You can read by yourself, okay? Reduce use of problem areas, okay? Baca semua ni, modify the location of use within problem areas, okay? And then next is apa dia lagi, modify the location of use within problem areas, discourage or prohibit camping or use of horses, modify the timing of use, and modify type of use and visitor behavior. Tengok this one, ni tengok this one is very important, okay, this one, okay. Kita tengok macam teach a wilderness ethic, ethic nak kena itu etika. Visitors ni, they need to be aware of certain ethic. Ethic needs to be observed by them. Alright. Ada lagi management tactics and techniques. Sama lagi. Ada 8, maintain, rehabilitate resource, increase the resistance of the resource, kan, macam itulah. Tadi ada cerita berkenaan dengan hardening the resource, kan, apa benda hardening resources, yang ni lah semua ni. Strengthening the site, harden the resources. Mana kata bila tempat tu dia kokoh dan utuh, mudahlah sikit orang nak berjalan. Kalau dia fragile, maknanya that particular place is not suitable, it's not safe for you to visit, kan, macam tu. If you have any questions, once again I remind all of you to participate by asking me in the Telegram group or in the YouTube comment. We will meet again next week with a new topic. Assalamualaikum and selamat berpuasa, menjalankan ibadah sempena 10 malam terakhir bulan Ramadan. Semoga kita mendapat malam Lailatul Qadar.